Hello, everybody, and welcome to Late Night Football. It's finished 3-1 to Manchester United. I think somebody I think somebody predicted 3-1. I think in our prediction show. I'll have to go back and check, but I think somebody did predict that. But they got it right. I got it wrong. I'm happy with that I got it wrong. I wasn't expecting a win. I don't know if many United fans were. I know a lot of people were saying that United were going to spank Everton because that's what Ole does when he's under pressure. I don't know how true that is. I don't think this was a spanking in any ways. I think the scoreline it's a little bit flattering, but nonetheless, we're going to get into match reactions and analysis. We've got Shashi here with us. Shashi, welcome on the show. I can see
Thank
you're
you.
rocking
Thank you.
your Man United t-shirt. I think today is a good day to rock it. I think after a win, it's always good to wear it. But
Yeah.
let's get right into it. Let's start with the lineup that you saw for Manchester United. What were your thoughts when you saw the team sheet announced
I
initially?
was surprised to see Mata starting
Mm-hmm.
because no,
Yeah, me too.
an away game, a guy who does not track back that much, does not have pace in him. So him in the lineup was a surprising factor for me. Not seeing Pogba was not a surprise because now Ole is under immense pressure, so he'll pick the players who he thinks are there to probably in a way to save his job. And Fred and McTominay in the middle, it gives United the assurance that teams will not break their midfield and attack their defense. So yeah, overall, an expected lineup. Only surprise was Mata in the playing 11.
Yeah, what does Donny Van de Beek need to do to get a start or to play? I don't know. Like, I mean, if he's being sacrificed in favor of Mata, that's a message in some ways, isn't it, to him or to the board? I don't know. I don't know if I mean, the rumors are true that he didn't want Van de Beek and he caught him as a compromise. I don't know what it is. I mean, I have some theories about this, but I don't think we have the time today. But it's just baffling, isn't it, in some ways, because Van de Beek played pretty well midweek and then he didn't even get a minute today.
It's about fixing him in a position. Like if you recall the initial call that we had about few weeks back, where I suggested that Van de Beek could be an option from the right wing,
Hmm.
but then again, I don't know he has played in that position for Holland or Ajax. I don't think so. So if Van de Beek has to play in a United's midfield, it has to be in the three-man midfield, either a diamond or a four or a flat 4-2-3-1. So and Mata has played on a right wing for us. I don't know. He does not fit that position, but still, he has been playing in that role for last 3-4 seasons.
Yeah.
So technically, Van de Beek cannot replace Mata from a right wing role. It has to be in a midfield three. At the moment, Bruno is a sure shot starter. Then Fred and McTominay are the best midfield duo at the moment. Mattis has to wait for his chance. Pogba has to wait for his chance, and so does Van de Beek. So
Yeah.
probably an injury to Fred or McTominay is the only way out for Van de Beek at the
But he
moment.
still got
Again,
Matic to get through. So if he wants to play there, he's got Matic. The only thing I think in my is it might be tactical in that he might want his two central midfielders when he plays in a 4-3-3. I think he
mm,
prefers the central midfielders to drift out wide.
yeah.
That's why Pogba starts on the left,
Mm,
often because he likes his central midfielders to be able to go wide. Maybe Van de Beek is not able to do that. Maybe he's more of a central player, and that's why he's seen as a replacement for Bruno, who also
yes.
stays fairly central. So that's just my theory. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I think maybe that's the only thing. But I said this yesterday that if he picks Maguire and if he picks to make changes, I am going to be all out. If the team loses, the team didn't lose, so I'm not going to be all out. I think I'll reserve my judgment. But yeah, it is interesting how he goes. It might even be a horses for courses approach that you start with McTominay and Fred in these kind of games where you know the opposition is going to come at you, and then
Mm-hmm.
against the West Broms, the Fulhams of the world, maybe bring in Pogba or Van de Beek because they'll offer a bit more creativity. So maybe, but we shall see what happens. The first Everton goal, or actually the only Everton goal, Everton took the lead in this game. It was sloppy, isn't it? I mean, there's three players at fault for me. It was first was Van Bissaka, obviously for letting the marker run through, because Bernard, going through that shouldn't happen. The
Mm-hmm.
second was Lindelof
Lindelof,
for
yes.
the poor challenge on
He
Calvert
cannot
Lewin.
win. He cannot win a header. I don't
Yes,
know
it's
why he
a
cannot win a header.
yeah, but then my third question was actually Harry Maguire because why, if you know that Lindelof has an issue with these kind of things, this is not the first time that he's been bullied off the ball. This happens quite often. So why
Mm.
doesn't Harry Maguire say, you know what, I'll deal with these strikers and Lindelof be the spam? And it almost looks like he doesn't want to do it. And then and I actually want to talk about Harry Maguire because I'll talk what happened later. But in this
Mm.
instance, I thought Harry Maguire. I mean, this is my opinion. I thought Harry Maguire should be the one to say, you know what, I'm going to deal with Calvert Lewin because Lindelof, you're not strong enough. But I mean, yeah,
No,
Lindelof and Saka.
I don't agree with this point at the moment because I think it's about starting positions. Maguire was starting 3 yards behind Lindelof when Pickford took the goal kick. If you just recall to that moment, it was a very quick goal kick that Pickford took. So Maguire did not have the time to go towards the ball. Lindelof was closer to Calvert-Lewin and he just got bullied off the ball. The third player, if you want to point your fingers, I think it has to be at De Gea. I don't know. Shot was not at hit at a very brisk pace, but somehow he at first I thought that it had a deflection from Wan Bissaka's foot,
Mm.
so that's why it just backfooted De Gea and he could not reach the ball. When I saw the replay, it was between Bissaka's legs, and I don't know, it's being a bit too critical, but yeah, De Gea might have moved a bit quicker towards the ball.
Yeah, I think he was wrong-footed. I thought he was. I think he thought it was going to go to the
Yeah,
far
yes,
post and even near post. But
yes,
yeah, I mean it. Yeah, it's one of those goals that we've seen a lot this season from United, and they got away with it today. But
yeah.
it's something that needs to be worked on.
Every game
Because
we are conceding sloppy goals. That has been the biggest letdown so far
yeah,
this season. Every game.
yeah. The funny thing is that they got that goal through that route one. They didn't try much of it after that. Like they tried maybe once or twice. I don't know whether it was because United had caught onto it or whether that was fluke. I don't know.
Maguire had a
But
very good second half. That's why
yes,
that plan did not work. Maguire was
yeah.
winning all the headers in the second half, be it
And
from the free kicks or the direct goal kicks. So I think that put a stop to their route one football.
okay, well, that's a good segue. I was going to leave this for later, but let's talk about it now. I think Harry Maguire, you said he had a good game, and he did. In the second half, he did. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Solskjaer spoke to him and said, you know what, you're a captain, you're a defender. And this was my thing was going to be, I was going to say, is Maguire really good in the air? Because it doesn't look like, I mean, it is in the first half, up to the first half, it didn't look like he's a good player in the air because
Hmm.
he refuses to jump and he gets headers, he gets them off target. But I mean, the second half, he just looked like, come what may, I'm not letting
He was
anybody
winning
win.
every ball. He was winning every ball. Yeah,
Yeah, and I don't
and
know. I mean, I don't know if it's
for the first time
Solskjaer
this
talking. I don't know what
season,
happened.
I don't know. Something happened at the halftime because for the first time this season, I saw Maguire playing with a smile on his face. We all know he had a very poor build up to the season. All that incident in the Greece that happened, it probably shook him. Then that red card for England. We have not seen Maguire play with a smile this season so far for United. But in the second half, even when Cavani scored and when we scored the second goal, you could see that Maguire is a bit at ease. He's smiling. He's enjoying the game. Perhaps this is for the betterment for United season, as because he gets more settled, he gets more confident, and probably we'll see the best of Maguire as the season goes along. The second half, he was phenomenal. Everything to his head. He was dominating Calvert-Lewin. He was dominating Decore. So yeah, I think we should credit him because we were a
Mm.
bit jittery at when the game was at 2-1. Everton was swinging the balls from the corner. They were taking free kicks, and he was winning every single header. So
Yeah,
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 good game from Maguire.
yeah. It was a good game overall. Yeah, and I'm hoping that it was something that was said to him at halftime by Solskjaer or somebody at the coaching staff was like, dude, you got you're a captain, you're a defender, you gotta win headers because otherwise there's no just you're gonna lose the game. So
Yeah,
I think whatever it was, whatever transformation, I hope he can keep it going. I think the
yeah.
international break comes at a good time for him actually, even though he's had a good game and he probably would want the next game. I think it'll be good for him to go away with England for a few days. He won't play a lot because he's suspended, obviously. So he can just be
Mm-hmm.
around and then work on his game a little bit more and then come back
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully carry on where he's left. So it was good. It was a good transformation for Harry Maguire. First goal for Manchester United. Luke Shaw, another assist for a guy who can't cross, and I still don't think he's a good crosser of the ball. But if you give him time, he can put a ball in. I think that's maybe Everton didn't realize that. I don't know what happened, but he's got 2 assists now. It's
Yeah.
something. It's something for a player who's not very
It
good offensively.
it has to be Alex Telles effect because since he has come onto the club, Luke Shaw has been given a wake up call that listen, you are no longer the number one left back, probably the first choice left back at United. You have to up your game, and we know that Telles is a fabulous crosser of the ball. So probably
Mm.
Shaw knows that if I have to beat Telles to this position, the only thing that I need to improve is my crossing because with sooner or later we will see Cavani starting games for United in the coming months, and when Cavani starts, you have to give him the service. So probably he's been working on his crossing game, and yes, 2 assists in consecutive games. And if you take those assists away, the best ball that Shaw put was in the last game where he fizzed a ball, and and Rashford both were late to react to that cross. If you go back to the highlights of the last game, you'll
Yep,
see
I
that
think
was
I
a
remember that
fabulous
one.
ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's been working on his left foot, and hopefully it just all comes along and it fits well for United.
Yeah, I still feel he's very good as an inside centre back, as a third centre back. I think I'm not sure if he likes
Yes.
playing as an up and down fullback. I think he likes cutting inside and being in midfield.
Mhm.
But you can't do
Mhm.
that as a left back every game. But I mean, we'll see what goes on. But it's good. Again, competition for places. There are a few spots where there are competition for places, not many. So if those players can at least step up, then that gives United more options and going forward. Uh, I think you spoke about Cavani. He scored. Martial
Mhm.
again had a bad game. I thought he had a
Yeah.
very poor game. Rashford, I wasn't on it. I mean, there were chances for Rashford where I mean he should have scored that second goal. And I
Yeah.
mean, and he had a few chances where he could play Fred in, where he could play somebody else in. He was overhitting passes. He was not getting them
That
right.
one-on-one chance against Pickford, he should have scored.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a one-on-one chance against Pickford that he should have scored, and then there was another one where he had a one-on-one and he was tried to
Yes.
control it, and
Yes. Yes.
and it all got away. Which I thought was the worst one because the one-on-one I thought you had a snapshot is sometimes you get lucky with goal where the goalkeeper gets lucky because he's made himself big, so you can forgive that one. But the second one, but they are rusty, and I don't know. I mean, Martial, fair enough, he's not played a lot because of the suspension, but it's something. I mean, they need to up their game because we don't have a lot of options going forward at this point, so we need them to do well.
I think overall, Rashford had a good game. If you just recall that, I think Bruno's goal, no, the second goal that Rashford should have headed, he had a very neat build-up play with Bruno and Shaw.
Yeah.
He gave the ball to Bruno, and he made a darting run in between the Everton's central defender, allowed Bruno to cross. We have not seen that run from a United striker in the last few weeks, where you make a darting run. It allows the midfielders to loop in a ball in behind the central defenders. So credit to him, he did that. And yes, it was a lucky break for Bruno, but yeah, Rashford had a big part to play. He had an okayish game. We expect more out of him because he has been on hot scoring in the season. So seeing him missing chances makes you wonder if he is on a scoring run, why is he missing these chances? So he had a better game than Marshall for sure. And then when Cavani came on, you really see United's game going to a different level because he held up 3 or 4 balls that Marshall was not able to do beforehand, and he just brought everyone into the play. He brought Bruno into the game, he brought Pogba into the game, and it looked like a better team with Cavani on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Cavani was. I think the game was set up that way, where even Pogba was holding the ball up. I've never seen that before. Pogba holding the ball up. I don't think I've seen it before.
And being
Usually, it's like,
successful at it. He
yeah,
tries to hold up every single game, but he's not successful that often.
yeah. Usually, he like falls over, or usually he, like go down for a foul. But today, he was actually holding the ball up and doing something with it, which was great to see. I think Cavani was great. I still don't think Cavani should be starting for United. I'm not sure if he should not be starting over Martial on current form. The next game is against West Brom, so it'll be interesting to see what selections happen because unfortunately, what has happened with the Champions League is that the Istanbul game now is must win, which it shouldn't have been, but it's now going to be must win based on what's going to happen in the group. So they'll probably rest a few players for West Brom, so we'll have to see what they do with that one. But it's yeah, it was good. I think it was a good game for a few players. I think just for a few of them to get into form. I think Cavani getting his first goal, I think he'll be happy with that. Papa getting a few minutes, I think he'll be happy with that as well. But I think it's obvious. So I haven't spoken about this guy yet. We'll talk about now. Who's your man of the match? Sashi, I mean,
Oh, for me, I would pick Fred as man of the match today.
Fred. Oh, I thought you were
You
going to
were
pick.
you were you might be signaling towards Bruno Fernandes.
Yes, I thought you were going to pick
I
Bruno.
I
Okay,
had I
Fred.
think I thought Fred had a phenomenal game in the midfield. When I looked at the team sheet, I thought Fred was going to be dominated by Decore because of the size and how those two play. But Fred dominated Decore probably 9 times out of 10. He kept the ball to him. He found his passes. He found the range. He was aggressive. He was energetic, and he was pulling his players around him. That just step up your game. So it was very nice to see from him. Remember, he had a very bad game in the week where he was taken off after 50th minute. So for him to get the confidence back and play the way he did in a tough game where not many expected us to win. So I would pick Fred as the man of the match, but then Bruno had hands in all the goals for United. So
Yeah.
you kind of expect that from Bruno now. Week in, week out, he ends up delivering something or the other.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking. I don't think Fred played actually on midweek. I think he was rested. He didn't play, but he was taken off against Arsenal.
Last game that Fred played, yeah, the
Arsenal.
last
Yeah,
game,
he was
yes,
taken up, but yeah, I mean that he got that selection wrong. I think he played Fred as a defensive midfielder, like
did
as
not
a
work.
the pivot. That's not his role. I think his role is that he's got to play a bit further forward, where he's allowed to misplace passes because his passing is not that good. But he'll win the ball back. He'll win the ball back. He's allowed to roam around and get the ball back. He needs somebody behind him or alongside him who's going to cover positionally for him when he goes missing. So, I don't know if McTominay is that player. I think he can be that player, but I'm not sure if he's at that level. Matic does that really well. But we shall see what happens. But yes, for me, man of the match was Bruno Fernandes. I mean, people will say he dragged. I think this was his game. I think in some ways you could see that after that first goal, this was kind of his game. Like he came out of the loss. He scored a headed goal. I've never seen him score a headed. I think must be his first headed goal. At least for
Yeah,
United, I've not seen him
yeah,
score. The second goal shouldn't have been his goal, but yeah, it was a good, nice dip bend that he got. And then that assist, I think, was really good because you're 2-1 up with this was practically the last play, so nobody would have
mhm,
begrudged him if he went and tried for a goal and probably would not have
right,
got it. But he was still smart
right.
enough. You know what? No, I'm gonna pass it to Cavani and let Cavani score. So
And it was
uh,
classic Bruno, just shaping up to shoot, bringing all the defenders near him, and then releasing the ball swiftly for Cavani, and Cavani with a beautiful finish.
yeah, that was good as well. That's a good play, and that's good, smart play. I think that's what was needed in that game. So,
Yeah,
for me, it was Bruno, but I can see why Fred was the man of the match. I think this was one of those games where a lot of players had good matches, and
yeah,
I think that's a good thing, but also one of the problem areas for Manchester United, where a lot of players collectively will have good games when everything's good, but then when you need somebody to drag you, from kicking and screaming, there's like the mentality is not there when you need one or two players to really step up even though everyone else is not playing well. But maybe
mhm.
this is a precursor of better things to come. What we do know though, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not going to be sacked over the international break. I think that was the
At
biggest.
least between the international break, yeah,
Will he,
he's there
won't
to
he?
stay.
I think he's safe now, at least for a little while. I don't know when the next crisis will hit. We don't know, but
Next defeat is the
yeah, but
crisis.
yeah, I'm trying to see where the next defeat will come because hopefully it doesn't come in West Brom. I think that would be a sackable offense if you get beaten by West Brom in this league because they've lost to Fulham as well. So I think that
Yeah.
that would be a sackable offense, but we shall see. Final thoughts from you, Shashi? Anything that you wanted to add about the game?
Yeah, just one bit. I think this was the best game for us this season in Premier League in terms of ball movement, because we have often been criticized that even if it's like likes of Watford, Palace, Burnley, Aston Villa, even those teams look like they are playing like on the level of Real Madrid or Bayern Munich because they move the ball so well. But today, between Fred, McTominay, Bruno, and Mata, we moved the ball well, and this was the testament for our first goal that we build up at least 7 to 8 passes before Shaw could cross it and Bruno could head the ball into the goal. So yeah, in terms of passing and ball movement, this was our best game of the season. Hopefully, Solskjaer can see something and can build on it and certainly improve our home form. That is the biggest worry for Solskjaer and Man United at the moment. If we can do that, there is a team in there. We all know that there is a team in there. It's just about picking the right combinations, picking the right players for the right games, and eventually the results will start to improve.
For sure. I think it'll be interesting to see what he does in the next game because West Brom will not be as accommodating as Everton in terms of in terms of allowing United to play their game. I think
Yeah,
Everton allowed United to play their game a bit. We'll see what West Brom do in the next one. But until then, this one's we're going to be back again. Thank you so much, Sashi, by the way, for joining
pleasure,
right at the
pleasure.
game. I know it's great when the team wins and you can come and like talk nicely. I think that's it's always great. So thank you so much for joining. If you like that video, please remember to like and share, and also subscribe to our channel. We're going to do a lot of these match reaction videos today and tomorrow. So you should please subscribe so you can get notifications for when we upload these. They won't be live, unfortunately. We've had some bad experiences with that, but we'll try to do it as quickly as possible after the games. So please subscribe for that. We are at 112 subscribers. We want to get to 120, so help us get there. And thank you for your support. Thank you so much, Sashi, for joining. And
Pleasure.
yeah, we're gonna be back again with the next one. But have a good. I mean, this is good. It's a good start of the weekend. Now you can
Yeah,
just relax and watch the other teams, do their thing. It's a strange season, but yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend,
you
and
too.
we'll be
You
back
too.
again soon. Bye bye.
Bye.